I've been sitting on this for a while, and I need to get it out. Christmas 2024 was supposed to be a warm, fuzzy family gathering, but it turned into one of the most awkward, gut-punching moments of my life. I don't know if I'm looking for advice, validation, or just to vent. But here's what happened. Grab a coffee. This is going to take a minute. For context, I'm 29, single, no kids, living in a mid-sized city about 3 hours from my hometown. My family's big. Think loud, chaotic, Italian-American vibes with aunts, uncles, cousins, and enough food to feed a small army. Christmas is the event for us. Every year, we pile into my parents' house, eat too much, drink too much, and exchange gifts in this big, messy tradition that's been going strong since I was a kid. It's not fancy, but it's ours. Everyone brings something, food, booze, or gifts, and we make it work. This year, I was excited. I'd been saving up for months, and for the first time in a while, I had enough cash to go all out on gifts. I'm not rich, far from it. I work as a graphic designer, and freelance gigs have been hit or miss, but I landed a couple of solid clients in the fall, and my bank account was looking healthier than usual. So I decided to splurge. Not like buy everyone a Rolex splurge, but thoughtful, nice gifts for my parents, siblings, and cousins. I spent weeks picking things out, wrapping them in that shiny red paper with little snowflakes, and picturing everyone's faces when they opened them. I was pumped. The drive to my parents' place on Christmas Eve was the usual slog: snowy roads, bad radio, and a thermos of coffee to keep me awake. I got there around 4 p.m., arms loaded with bags of gifts, my mom's famous lasagna already wafting through the house. The living room was packed. My parents, my older sister Maria, her husband Tom, their 2 kids, my younger brother Nico, my aunts Gina and Rosa, Uncle Tony, and a handful of cousins, including my cousin Luca, who's the main reason I'm writing this. Luca and I grew up close. He's 27, 2 years younger than me, and we were like brothers when we were kids. We'd spend summers at our grandparents' lake house, sneaking beers from the fridge, staying up late playing Xbox, and talking about dumb stuff like which superhero could beat up the other. But as we got older, things changed. Luca got into some rough stuff in high school, partying, skipping class, hanging with a bad crowd. He dropped out of college after 1 semester, and since then, he's been bouncing between jobs, crashing at his mom's place, and always seeming like he's one bad decision away from disaster. I tried to stay close, but it's hard when someone's always pushing you away, you know? Anyway, back to Christmas. I walked into the living room, bags in hand, and everyone was already in full swing, laughing, passing around appetizers, Christmas music blaring. My mom rushed over, gave me a big hug, and started fussing about how I didn't need to bring so much stuff. I set the gifts under the tree, which was already overflowing with presents, and grabbed a beer. Everything felt normal, warm, like every Christmas before. Dinner was chaos, as usual. My Aunt Gina kept trying to tell stories over the kids screaming. My dad was carving the ham like he was performing surgery, and Nico was sneaking extra wine into his glass when Mom wasn't looking. Luca was there, sitting at the end of the table, quiet but smiling. He looked okay, better than I'd seen him in a while. His hair was combed, he was wearing a clean sweater, and he wasn't slurring or acting like he was already 3 drinks deep. I thought, maybe he's getting it together. I wanted to believe it. After dinner, we all migrated to the living room for presents. This is where things get messy. Our family has this tradition where we take turns passing out gifts, and everyone opens them one by one so we can all ooh and ah. I was excited because I'd put so much thought into my gifts. For my mom, I got a necklace with a little charm shaped like a paintbrush. She's always loved painting, even if she doesn't have much time for it anymore. For my dad, a fancy leather-bound journal, since he's always scribbling notes about his garden. Maria got a spa day voucher. She's been stressed with the kids. And Tom got a craft beer brewing kit because he's obsessed with IPAs. For my cousins and the kids, I got smaller but still personal things. Books, gift cards, a cool drone for Maria's oldest. You get the idea. I spent probably $800 total, which is a lot for me, but it felt worth it to see everyone smile. When it was my turn to hand out gifts, I started passing them around, and people were loving them. Mom teared up over the necklace. Dad was already flipping through the journal, and Maria was practically glowing about the spa day. Then I got to Luca's gift. I'd spent a lot of time thinking about what to get him. He's hard to shop for. Doesn't have hobbies anymore. Doesn't talk much about what he likes. But I remembered how we used to bond over music, especially old school hip-hop, back when we'd blast Wu-Tang and Biggie in his mom's basement. So I got him a vinyl record player, a nice one, not some cheap Crosley crap, and a couple of classic albums on vinyl, like Illmatic and Ready to Die. It wasn't cheap, probably $200 all in, but I thought it might spark something in him, maybe remind him of the good times. I handed him the box, wrapped in that same snowflake paper, and said, "This one's for you, man." The room was still buzzing, kids playing, adults chatting, but when Luca took the box, it's like the air changed. He looked at it, then at me, and his face just froze. Everyone else kept going, but I noticed Luca wasn't opening it. He just sat there, holding the box, staring at it like it was a bomb. "Yo, Luca, you gonna open it or what?" I said, trying to keep it light. A few people laughed, but he didn't. He mumbled something I couldn't hear and started tearing at the paper, slow, like he didn't want to. When he got to the record player and the albums, he just stared. No smile, no thanks, man, nothing. The room started to quiet down because everyone could feel it. This weird tension. My Aunt Rosa, his mom, nudged him and said, "Luca, that's so nice. Say thank you." But he didn't. He just looked up at me, and his eyes were, I don't know, angry, hurt, both. Then he spoke, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Why'd you get me this?" I blinked. "What do you mean? I thought you'd like it. We used to listen to this stuff all the time." He laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. It was sharp, bitter. "Yeah, like 10 years ago. You think this is going to fix me or something? Make me the guy I used to be?" The room went dead silent. My mom froze mid-sip of her wine. Maria's kids stopped playing with their new toys. Uncle Tony, who never shuts up, just stared at his plate. I felt my face get hot, like I'd been slapped. I just thought it'd be cool, man," I said, stumbling over my words. I wasn't trying to fix anything. Luca shook his head, tossed the box onto the couch next to him, and stood up. "You don't get it. You don't even know me anymore. You come in here with your big bags of gifts, acting like you're some hero, but you don't even call. You don't check in. You just show up once a year with this," he gestured at the record player, "and think it's all good." I was stunned. I didn't know what to say. My mom tried to step in, saying, "Luca, honey, that's not fair." But he wasn't having it. "No, Aunt Lisa, it's true. He doesn't know what's going on with me. None of you do." Then he grabbed his coat and walked out the front door, slamming it behind him. My Aunt Rosa ran after him, apologizing over her shoulder. But the damage was done. The rest of the night was a blur. Everyone tried to act normal, but it was like the air had been sucked out of the room. My sister kept shooting me worried looks, and my dad patted my shoulder like I was a kid who'd just lost a soccer game. I felt like an idiot. I kept replaying Luca's words in my head, wondering where I went wrong. I mean, yeah, I haven't called him much. Life's been busy, and every time I've tried to reach out in the past, he's blown me off or acted like he didn't want to talk. But maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe I assumed too much about what he needed or wanted. Later, my Aunt Rosa came back and said Luca was fine, just needed to cool off. She apologized again, said he's been struggling with some stuff. Didn't go into details, but I could tell it was bad. She thanked me for the gift, said it was thoughtful, but I could barely hear her over the noise in my head. I kept thinking about what he said. You don't even know me anymore. That hit hard, because he's right. I don't. Not really. I drove home the next day, and I've been chewing on this ever since. Part of me's mad. Luca didn't have to make a scene, didn't have to throw my gift back in my face like that. But mostly, I feel guilty. I thought I was doing something nice, but maybe I was just trying to feel good about myself, like I could swoop in and make everything okay with a shiny present. I keep wondering what's going on with him, what I missed, what I could have done differently. Should I have called more, asked him how he's really doing, or would that have just pissed him off more? I don't know what to do now. I want to reach out, but I'm scared he'll shut me down again. I want to apologize, but I don't even know what I'm apologizing for. I just know that Christmas, which is supposed to be this big, happy thing, left me feeling like I failed someone I care about. And I can't shake the image of that record player, still in its box, sitting on my parents' couch like some kind of metaphor for everything I got wrong. If you've read this far, thanks. I don't know what I'm looking for here, maybe just to get it off my chest. If anyone's been through something like this, trying to reconnect with someone who's struggling or screwing up a gift like I did, how do you move forward? How do you fix something when you don't even know what's broken?